Welcome to Maybe We Could Help, the podcast where we give our unsolicited advice. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge. I am Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
And today we're going to talk about the different types of grief. We all know that there is grief, and when you think about grief, you automatically think about death of a loved one or something like that, a physical death. Mm-hmm. But we're going to be talking about all types of grief. The loss of who you once were before you became a mother or a father, the loss of a friendship,
the loss of the person that you were before that heartbreak. You know how people always come back revamped.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about all types of grief today. So which one do y'all guys want to start off on today?
Well, first of all, I think that a lot of times we don't address anything else besides if you lose a loved one, and people need to understand that, we know to give ourselves patience when we're dealing with that type of thing, and we know to give others patience when we're dealing with that type of thing. But when someone is grieving anything outside of that, we don't give them patience because we don't understand to give them patience. So I think it's important for us to bring awareness to that fact. And I know for me, when I got a divorce, it gave me a lot of, I grieved my marriage for sure, of course. But it gave me the trust issues that I didn't have before. And sometimes even now when people try to approach me in that way, he changed so much that it's just like, I don't know. Nope, get away from me. I don't even want to deal with it. I don't want no problems. I like my peace. I like what I have going on. It took me a long time to get here. So I don't even know if that's a part of fear, maybe. But I think that I do grieve. I know that I have grieved the woman that I was, that trusting, bubbly, happy. The world was my oyster during that time. And so getting into a marriage and seeing that someone can completely, turn on you in a way or turn out differently than what you expected, gave me a whole different outlook on life. And I can't get back the girl I once was before that. So yeah,
I have a different scenario, not scenario, but a type of grief. I grieve who I don't know who I could have been before I got married, and I'm not saying I regret marriage or anything like that because backstory: I got married at 19 years old. I was really young, fresh out of college, so I was real young. So I would grieve, especially after I had my daughter. I would grieve who I could have been before I nestled down and settled down. Not saying I desire that in any way, shape, or form, or I want to go back and change the tide, but I had to grieve that and then find out, because I was grieving who I was trying to become. Like, I didn't get a chance to find me without a husband and a child. So that's what I was grieving, not even the fact that I got married, but I didn't get a chance to do it alone. So I had to find out how
who you were with him.
And even as an individual person, you know what I'm saying? And thank God I have a partner who gives me space to go out. If you want to go out, I don't care. You fine. So I grieved that for a while, and I didn't even realize what I was doing. I was just so sad.
That part.
And I was just like, I was honestly just going through the motions of life at one point, especially after she came out of the hospital and stuff. I was just like, I barely even took pictures of myself because I was just not confident anymore in how I looked, how I felt. I was just
grieving.
I'm just here. What is my purpose? I'm this man. And I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. So all of this was just happening at one time. I'm your wife. I'm your mom. I'm not going to work anymore. So what is life? Like, it took me a while to, embrace me, who I want to be.
Absolutely understandable.
Mm-hmm. What do you grieve or have grieved outside your mom? You know that your mom passed.
I mean, of course, I was married for a year and 2 months, and then my mom died like 4 months later. So to me, that was like two traumatic deaths, because grieving a marriage is like a death because it's the end of something. So it's like, I feel like I don't grieve the person that I was, but I grieved the situation and how it happened, and the fact that I felt like life was just so much, because like I felt like life was literally spiraling down for me. Like all that had happened, you know, my husband left me that beginning of 2019. My mom died June of 2019, and then like I had keratitis in my eye that September 2019. Then I had busted blood vessel. It was just a lot going on.
Gracious.
Like my car was acting crazy. I only had one. It was a lot of stuff that just was not right, and I was like, I don't ever want to be this low again. Like, God help me. But I don't grieve the person I was, because I love who I am now, and I feel like I've shed so many versions of myself from 2019 to now that I know I still have not technically arrived, but I'm so not where I was. So I don't look back on anything with sadness. Like, it's all like, boy, I'm glad I ain't there no more. And then not only that, what people don't realize, and I've learned that even though you're grieving, it does not give you a right to treat people wrong. Like, that is major. And a lot of people be like, well, I'm in pain. Granted, some people just don't know the difference of how to not lash out. But when you learn the difference, you cannot lash out on people.
Emotional
because
maturity.
Right, you are hurting. Because I get hurt people, but at some point in time, you have to literally grow up in that area and be like, all right, well, I'm not feeling this right now, and express it. Because the only reason why you're lashing out is because you don't know how to say it. If you tell somebody, hey man, like, I'm really down today, and you might even cry just saying that, but I promise you're gonna feel 10 times better.
It was we were just watching, was it Divergent? And Trish was tripping in that second movie. Like, she was lashing out on everybody, she was punching everybody, she was just doing a whole bunch of extra stuff, but she never ever took the time and grieved that she lost her mama and her dad in the same day. And her brother was trashed the whole movie.
Yeah,
But
it's really important that people take that time to recognize like, why it's happening, because you know what happened, but why am I now treating the people? Because once you do that, ain't nobody gonna want to deal with you.
Absolutely.
Anybody gonna even want to have patience with you, because they're gonna automatically see the anger or the attitude, and it's like you get lost. The inner you gets lost in grief if you're not careful.
Yes. If you're not treating the people around you right, or you find yourself always arguing or always coming doing like if it's always something, then you have to know that you're probably experiencing some type of grief in your life, because it's the fact of, like, why don't you get along with people? And some people think that that's normal. You've lived in dysfunction for so long that you think it's normal to be combative or argue with everybody. It's people that think that if you got a group of girls, I've heard that saying before, if you have a group of women, they're gonna argue. They can't get along. Black people can't get along. This people can't get along. Black people have been through a lot of grievances. And if you don't learn how to grieve properly, let it out emotionally, in a healthy way. And there's some people that grieve forever because they don't know how to release that emotional tension that they're building up.
Or they try to suppress it. Like,
yes.
Look at Encanto. That lady was grieving forever.
Yes.
She grieved 2 generations.
She did.
She did.
Encanto is a cartoon. You guys should watch it and you'll understand. But she took, instead of her dealing with it, she put her emotions and pain in each one of her children in a different way, by scolding them and making them not, especially her son, not feel good enough or up to par. And then her grandchildren, they had great power, they were talented, and they still in certain ways didn't feel good enough or free. And you don't even, she didn't know she was doing that. She didn't know that all the pain that she had on the inside, she was, doing this to them. She didn't realize it. She thought she was loving them. But the truth is that she was in grief. She wore black
the whole movie.
Her black shawl, which is a sign of widowhood or whatever. Yeah. She wore that the entire movie
until the very end.
Yes. When she finally took off that.
I never noticed that.
I didn't notice it the first time. It took me a couple times. I was like, oh my gosh, she never took it off until the very end of the movie. I think she took it off right after her and Mary Bell had that conversation.
Yeah, because she had to realize it. She had to come to herself. And most people they so much has happened in their lives. They don't even know which part to grieve first.
What's powerful? She went back to the moment where it all happened. They had that conversation.
You got to go back
to the root.
Yes.
She literally went right back to where she lost everything.
Absolutely.
Which was her husband.
And if you go to therapy, a lot of people are against therapy.
Y'all doing something that was significant.
It was. And if you go to a therapist, they're literally just going to sit you down and let you talk. We've all seen the movies where they're all stretched out across the couch. First of all, it's not about the couch. It's about comfort. Being in a place where you feel safe and you feel heard. And then they let you talk and they make you tell yourself the truth. Right. How did that make you feel? And then it made me feel like this. And then that is a release.
And then they give you tools to help conquer those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
True. I believe
and
in
you
therapy.
have to literally go back in your mind to the beginning of so much stuff. And that's why therapy sessions last for hours and you keep doing it over months and months of time, because you're reparenting yourself. You're regaining the power that you lost behind all those grievances and stuff like that. And I do want to address something that you said, Risha. Only because I don't personally think that grieving someone you were means you don't love who you are now.
No, I just said I don't grieve the person I was.
Yes.
That's my opinion. Like, I don't miss her.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, that's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can be like, have their own experience. I just know I don't, because I was not nice. I had a lot of everything. And granted, I'm grateful for her. Yes. I am grateful for her, because I wouldn't be where I am now. Absolutely. But I don't miss her. And I wasn't sad. I'm not sad that I had to lose her. Now, the transition to lose her was sad.
Yeah.
The transition.
That's the part you grieved.
That's the part. Because I'm like, how you let go of all you know? That's all I know. That's all I know, Lord. How I let go. Now but once you get over that hurdle.
That brings me to a question, because you did it out of obedience to the Lord. Have y'all ever grieved anything that you knew God was calling you to do?
Yeah.
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 What? About all the time, almost
people
everything.
think that we hear from the Lord and we're ready
yes,
to go.
Lord, I'll do it.
Yes, God, absolutely. A lot of times He tell you to do something, you just be like,
do you grieve beef?
We still
Jesus.
Yes. I don't eat beef anymore, and I do grieve beef. I absolutely, when I see, because
I can't have it.
Not every time. It's not everything, and it's not every beef. Every now and again, I agree with good cheeseburger, because cheeseburgers are delicious.
That's not really grief. That's just you miss it. But you know what I mean.
So
we joking, guys.
I just be like,
we take it
Lord,
serious,
please.
But even if it's a habit you had, and it's like, God, I'm gonna grieve this, because that is whatever you depend on. It's like your crutch. And to make this the physical death, my mom was my crutch. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that. So it was like, God, who I'm gonna do now? Who I'm gonna lean on now?
This is one that isn't talked about enough either. And I want to bring it up because I feel like a lot of people can relate. I grieved the relationship I never had with the person that I was in love with, that I had hopes, dreams, all of this stuff. We never had a relationship. We were never boyfriend and girlfriend. And I had to grieve when I let go of all the hopes and dreams that I had for this person. And I had to cry about it. I had to let it go. It's no different than any other loss, and I never had it.
What to me it said almost never had or something. What? I miss the times that we almost had.
Oh,
Timia.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, that song. I was like, now what? You grieve. You said you miss what you almost never had.
And I had to grieve that relationship as if it was mine.
Yeah.
And it was never mine.
That makes sense.
That's
it's crazy how you can grieve something that never happened.
Absolutely. Because that lets you know actually how powerful your mind is. That's why God was saying that if you did it in your mind, the Bible states that if you did it in your mind, you might as well have already done it, because your imagination is just that powerful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's just that powerful that it makes whatever you are conceiving in your mind a reality for those moments. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand.
Oh, that's why he said, so a man think it's so is he.
Yes.
Like y'all together real bad in your mind. So hey. I was
married with children, okay?
That's funny.
I was.
is
I
true.
never really when I grieved who I thought I could thought I was gonna be before I got married and stuff like that. I never cried about her. I just had to end up embracing the me now. Like I never was like,
Yeah.
oh
But you got to
my
get over her that
gosh.
first.
Yeah, I had to
You
realize
can't
like, man, that's what I
do
was
them
I'm
doing.
proud.
simultaneously.
That was my transition. Like I was like, nope, I don't want to.
That's what I do when guys sometimes
Change is
I pray
crazy,
he touch
Lord.
me. I be pouting when he asks me to do something. I be like,
Ooh,
Yeah.
you need me to let go of that too?
again. We
Are you
just let
serious?
something
It's
go
like you're
last
shedding.
week.
It's like you're shedding your skin.
Ugh.
Like
It
another
really do.
cocoon, another cocoon,
And
another
it
cocoon.
really
Like how many
working.
butterflies I'm finna transition into?
It does.
Like how many? How many do I need to be? What is the ultimate butterfly?
Lord,
This walk
this
with
is
you,
the
Lord.
third cocoon.
What butterfly
The
is
third
it?
one.
Can I
damn,
get to
the
that
third
butterfly?
cocoon. You know,
Yes, wait.
I done switched colors about 14 times. Now,
I
wait a
mean,
minute.
we in cycle 14.
It be like that.
Only
It
28,
really
Lord.
do.
How many more do I need?
It really do. It's
But
like that.
It's like literally push. It's a part of life. Like you can't escape it.
If you
Absolutely.
want to grow and change,
Right, but
Ooh.
physical
Because-
or
ooh,
naturally,
because everybody,
spiritually,
some
grief
people are
is,
comfortable right where they are.
Absolutely.
Some people are great.
But I was talking
grieving,
also about
but-
physical though. Like
Physical
people, you
what?
lose people.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's you can't escape grief.
Yeah, that is
you
true.
can't.
Ooh, that part.
You just
You
can't.
live long enough, you're going to lose somebody.
That
Lose
is true.
somebody, lose
Ah.
something, a house, a toenail, a car, God forbid. You know, I lost
Why
a
a
toenail
toenail?
because I lost a toenail in 2020, and it hurt my heart that it never came back. But
grieved the
when
toenail.
I
You had to
found
grieve-
out how to fix it, because I realized it was bald and it wasn't coming back, they fixed it up for me. Now I had to heal, had to be ugly, had
You
to go
wouldn't
through the
even know.
transition.
You ain't got no
But I
toenail.
grieved that toenail, and that was because I was going through a transition in life, and the enemy I just happened to drop my suitcase, and he was like, "I'm taking this toenail with me, so go on about your business." So that's what happened. I had to grieve it. I cried. I
So
did.
even,
I'm sure.
even
I'm
the
sure.
big and little things, there's grief. You can't
I'm
escape it.
I'm
That's
telling
it.
you,
Yeah.
lose. What Craig's daddy say? You lose some,
You win some,
some,
you lose some, but
Yeah.
you live
to
fight another day.
No matter what it is.
That is
Some
that
wise
part.
words.
I
And
like
That was
it. I
the-
like
that
it.
was
I
a
like
fact.
it.
But
That
yeah,
is
that
a
was
fact.
it.
Yeah. Grief, it definitely visits every single person. You can't escape it, you know, but it's learning how to deal with grief and your own emotions. And let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. Emotions are going to come out one way or another.
That's a
Okay? And it's going to be up to you whether it comes out in a healthy way or if it comes out in a positive way. Or like, I won't say positive, I'll say in a cleansing way, where you are releasing it properly in the proper areas, not at your children, not at your spouse, you know, not even at yourself. There's so many people that beat up on themselves because of the
my
things that they've
Lord.
been through,
I
you
was
know,
one
and
of
the
them.
emotions that they have on the inside that they don't know what to do with. You know, get the proper help that you need. If you need counseling, get counseling. If you can go to a pastor, go to a pastor. If you have a friend that can help you search through those emotions of yours and get them out, you know, you have to talk it out, write it out sometimes. You know, a lot of people are doing journaling these days, and that helps. Either way, because it's going to come out some way and someday.
Right, and hobbies help too. Like
Absolutely.
finding a hobby,
Yes.
whether it's knitting it out, you can draw it out, you can sing it out, you can dance it out. Like, let the energy flow through you, because if you bottle it up, it's gonna explode.
So let me ask y'all a question. How do you know when you're actually releasing emotion?
I think I cry, or talking it out, and I can feel like I'm lighter.
So it's about knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? How do you know when you're releasing something?
I don't know if I'm sleepy or my brain just is processing stuff extremely slow. Can you ask that question again? I'm dead
How do
serious.
you personally know when you are releasing emotions? Like when you're letting something go and you're grieving it properly?
Oh, okay. What did you say?
I either talk it out, or cry it out. It depends on the depth of what I need in that moment. Because if I just need to talk about it to get it off my chest,
I can tell you
or
what I
write
think you
about it
do
sometimes.
just by watching you.
What?
I think that you process it out by, it's almost like you straighten up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will look at you and it's almost like you're reading it across in your mind. Like, okay, I shouldn't do this. I should do it this way. And it seems to me, because I'll hear you say something and then you'll come back as if you've already reparented yourself.
Yes, that is something I have realized about me, that I have to figure it out in my brain first. It has to connect with me.
Yeah.
And I have to literally like you said, like map it out in my brain. Like, okay, this ain't how it's supposed to be. So I'm supposed to be doing it like this.
Yep.
But I don't know if I.
And you can see her do it.
Like,
she's like, her eyes.
I will. And the thing is,
Yeah.
I have to, and I also thinking it, I have to say it. I gotta say it out loud. Like me and Aaron be in a situation, like a debate or something. He's like, "Well, why are you repeating the same thing I just said?" I was like, "Because if I don't repeat it, I'm not going to understand it."
Right.
I literally got to say it out loud too, and I'm just repeating it for myself because for some reason, it don't connect when somebody tell me to do it. It has to be given to me.
And do you feel like that helps you to release it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I have to embrace it for myself.
How do you feel like you handle it?
It depends. Sometimes I have to. I do like what Tay does. I will process it out and think I'll reparent myself. And then I love to sing. Singing is a really good release for me. I color, I draw, I journal. It's a lot of different ways that I have to release things for me. And sometimes, running. I literally will go out the door and walk around the block or run and just be like, and think it through and straighten it out in my mind. I always say that a neat brain is a healthy brain.
I do that with cleaning sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally just when you are in your brain and things are, I don't like it. I don't understand it. It's jumbled up. No, I have to, y'all know I can get on people's nerves trying to bring myself understanding because I can't understand having a mess in my mind. Like about you or anybody that I'm like, okay, help me understand it. Because if I think you were being mean to me or I think you did something wrong, then I need to understand what happened. Like, did I cause it? Did you cause it? Is it a trauma for you? Was it a trauma for me? And if I can straighten it out, because even if let's say you did it and you did it on purpose and it was mean, if I could talk to you and we talk long enough for me to understand that, oh, your mama did that to you, and so you're doing that to me. And then I can bounce it back to you like, do you think you doing that because your mama did it? And if you could say, yeah, I say, okay. And then I no longer have a problem with you. And I think that's what the Bible means when it says a man of great understanding is not easily offended. I'm less offended with you when I can understand where it comes from. So I will talk to you until we have an understanding. And once we have that understanding, I can release it.
That's good.
I'm long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, it was actually good. I was sitting here looking at you, processing every word you said. Processing in my brain.
But yeah, the different types of grief, man, we need to be aware of them. We need to learn how to express it in a healthy way, which is write it out, talk it out.
That's one thing I like to do. I like to write sometimes. I like to have plans in general. Yeah, I like to have plans. So I be sometimes writing it. You a writer?
Mm-hmm.
You write about grief?
Depending sometimes. But I said I'm a talker too. So
yes.
But it takes processing it to talk about it. But sometimes me talking about it, hearing it put together, be like, oh, okay, that's probably what it is.
Makes sense, yeah.
Risha ain't normally never let the Holy Spirit get to tell you nothing because she gonna tell you if she's close to you.
Mm-hmm.
If Risha did it, I got it, Holy Spirit. Let me tell her what I did.
I did it, Lord.
Yeah, because I feel like, first of all,
Telling
especially
on
if
herself.
it's wrong, like, it eats me up. Like, I know in my heart of hearts, like, I'm doing wrong is just not for me. Like, not knowing my core belief in my heart for God and just knowing people I surround myself with, you gonna feel guilty. I don't know how people sit around people that are in God and just sit there comfortably and they sin all the time and just indulge in it. Like, I'm like, dang, man, I know I could be living better. You could just be better. Like, you could be better. And for me, I always want better for myself. I sometimes didn't know how to do it, but it's through obedience, always through obedience.
that.
It's literally, it's no
Yeah.
other way.
When you say obedience, what does that mean?
Obedience to God. If he literally gives you
Make it plain.
specific instructions, there is no other way. It's
How do you
no
know he's
other
talking
route.
to you?
He will always send confirmation. For me,
He
he
will
sends
confirm
my
himself.
pastor.
Speak,
It's
Lord.
through Sheena. It may even be through a
Speak
random
to
video
me.
that I may scroll across. Now, Lord, all right, now you're talking to me for real because you see where I'm at and you know we want me to put this phone down and I should be putting my phone down. So you sending me these scriptures to read. I'm going to put my phone down.
And last week he would confirm himself through birds. Legit birds.
Birds.
I had 3 instances with birds. And one bird,
Okay, well,
I was
explain.
I was in the salon, and normally it's after I finish talking to him or I'm listening to some music or something. I was just listening to gospel music, and there was this bird in the salon outside, right outside the window, singing. I mean, singing. I said,
Sing,
little
bird.
and I tried to catch it
Sing,
on my
Mr. Bird.
phone, and when I pulled it out, it left. And then I was driving. I was just thanking God. I was like, "You made a way for this," because I was about to get a debt paid off. Thank you, Lord. And I was just thanking God because this week I've did something different. Everything I needed God to do that week, I make a list, and when I make that list, I check it off when He does it. So I did that this week, and I was just thanking God for making a way this week. And a cardinal, I was driving, a cardinal flew right past the car as I was like, and I literally stopped and just watched. I said, "That's you, God. I see you listening to me. Thank you, Lord."
It's the
And
little
it happened
things.
again.
Yeah.
That was another thing. I was driving. I think it was around the same road, but I was driving. I don't know if it was or not. Another cardinal flew right in front of me. I was like, "You be listening to me, God. Thank you."
That's crazy
Thank you,
because I
Lord.
looked up today, walking out of work, and I looked up, and I was like, I don't never usually look. Not that I be looking down, I just be looking forward. So I looked up, and I saw a cardinal on the edge of the bed, on the edge of the building. I was like, oh, that's nice. Look at that. But I don't usually see him, so I just thought it was really nice. But like just being in the spirit of obedience and just being serious now is more than ever. It's just like, God, come hell or high water, I choose you every day.
Absolutely.
I saw a podcast, and Tasha Cobbs was on it, and she said, the way I say obedient is just tell God yes before I find logical ways to say no. And
That
before
part.
I find out ways to be like, maybe this shouldn't work, I just be like, yes, Lord, okay.
Yep.
Just yes.
Yep.
Say,
That's it.
Lord,
That's
I'm going
it.
to get there. Thank
And
you,
you
Lord.
know, some people don't believe that God will work through like animals and birds and stuff like that. Some people be like, oh, that ain't. That's just coincidences. But I saw a video in which a young man was across a lake. Y'all remember that video with the eagle? I sent it to
Wait, and he
everybody.
said, come
he said, God, I don't always feel like you hear me. And he saw an eagle flying across the lake. And he said, but if you hear me today, I would really like to get close to that bald eagle because I've never, really seen one before. And the bald eagle came and landed on his shoulder.
That's
And
rare
he took
because
a
they
video
don't.
of it kind of scared.
They don't
Like, he's
rock
like,
with
it don't
people
get
like
no
that.
closer than this.
Right.
When I heard that bird singing, I've never, to my recollection, heard a bird singing like that. I mean, it was to the point I said, who is that out there tweeting?
Said tweet.
Hush, right? I was just like, thank you,
That's
Lord.
it's nothing but God. And those
God.
that's those special times. And that's probably
will
why he flew away
comfort
before
you.
you got your phone.
Mhm.
Because it's just like, no, it ain't about that. I just want you to know this was for you.
Right. But that's the thing, though. God definitely will always send comfort. And no matter what you're grieving, once you reach for him, though. You have to reach for him. Because I remember grieving my mom. Like, I was so angry with him. I was like, God, why would you do that? Like, what's your problem? Like, I'm going through this divorce. Like, I needed her. Like, who I'm going to lean on? Like, I felt like the world was empty. I was like, ain't nothing out here for me. I'm done. I'm sick of this. I don't want it. But I kept going to church because, like I said in the Mother's Day's podcast, my mom was strict about church. So why would I not go because she's not here? She would kick me if she could. So I didn't want to give up on God because I'm like, this is my foundation. I know you can work. So you're going to have to help me understand this death because I don't get it. And a lot of people don't get the clarity that I did get with the journey I did take. But it's because I chose to listen. Like, I had to literally, because I went to smoking, I went to drinking, I went to everything else but trying to figure out what God wanted me to do, what he wanted me to be, to the point where I was going to just move away. I was like, I'm moving. And God was like, no, you're not. It was a strong no through my pastor. Like I said, he will always send a word and a confirmation. And I was like, and Toy was the confirmation in the back, crying, pleading, Risha, please don't go. Please don't go. Please listen. I'm like, okay, I ain't going nowhere. I already started. When the Lord told Pastor to tell me no, I was already no, okay, I'm not going, because I hadn't even told her yet. So I was just like, dang, like I can't even move, Lord. You gonna have to help me where I am.
That she was like, it's a big fat no.
Mm-hmm. She went in on the nose. I ain't never seen Pastor step so hard behind a no what the Lord said on nobody.
Facts.
Since. So I was just like, oh, this was detrimental. I knew I couldn't go because God was serious. But I was like, God, if I stay here, you took my mama, I'm gonna need some help because I was struggling financially. I'm spiritually down because like I felt like I was losing everything. Like in a way, like I said, I had keratitis. It was just a lot going on. But when I tell you, the day I literally threw whenever I was smoking out the window and I threw the light, I said, God, okay, I surrender. I'm tired. I need help. If I stay here, you're gonna have to help me because I'm grieving. I'm hurt. And why? This happened to me. And literally the next month, he literally changed it. And it was like every other day something was like miracle after miracle after miracle that I cannot attest for. Like it's unbelievable. Like it's literally unbelievable. It's to the point where like y'all know my testimony, but I'll maybe share
it came
my testimony
from your
eventually.
Surrender.
Right, but it came from my surrender and of obedience. Like, okay, God, what do you want me to do since I'm going to be here?
Better than
you know, and he literally have never let me fail since. Like he upheld me so much. I can't even explain how my year 2019 ended because it was just such a miracle. That's why I was like, he literally will comfort you in any grief that you're in. And that's why a lot of people look at me like, well, how are you not super sad about your mom? And I'm not saying I didn't have my days through the whole process, you know, but he sent me dreams. He sent me so much confirmation and so much comfort. I was like, how can I be mad? Because she's okay. In this world, I wouldn't want her here anyway. If you got a chance to make it into heaven, go kudos to you, Ma. I'm glad you made it in. I'm trying to get there too.
I love everybody.
Like I would never wish her back here.
I wouldn't if I had the opportunity for a guaranteed yes in heaven.
Bye, baby.
I love y'all. I pray to see you there.
Amen.
I'm gonna take my yes.
Bye.
Why you got a chance?
If it's 100% yes now, but a 50% at the end, I'm taking my 100 yes.
That's it. Yeah. And that's the thing. God does not see death the way we do.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. You know, he wants each and every one of us to make it, and if it's up to him, we would all be with him. However, the things that we do that separate us more and more from him, it's not him. People say God sends people to hell. No, people send themselves to hell. It's just basically if you do these things, this is where they lead. You know, that's where they go. Satan is an eternal being, and all his angels, you know, well, I won't say his angels, they were God's angels and they were fallen, but basically he's eternal. So that God created a space for him. It won't meant for us, you know, but yet, and still, if we follow after him, that's where he's going. Yeah. So it's all just following the trail.
I don't really like to think about hell because I don't try to give glory to the enemy, but to think about this, my guy was already in heaven. He had already saw the greatest there could ever be, ever was. You be like the GOAT, yeah, God is it. That's him. And to see that, and not only to see that and not want it, be like, no, I want to be higher. I want to be higher than you. Like, not want to serve, basically. He didn't want to do that. I want to be higher than you. To see the greatest glory ever and wanted to be greater than that.
Beyond measure.
And not only did he take himself there, he said, nah, y'all need to come with me because for sure we can be better than him.
He said, he was like, I think if we all fight together, we could take over.
We can take to
that's why he can't be saved, though, because he's already had what we've never had.
But to be fighting our wonderful Jesus had to come and save us, because if we had to fight this battle alone, for something that was convincing other angels to rebel against God, who are we?
There's no chance.
That's why hell was never meant for us. Like, even you can't. What
the Bible says, we're no match.
We ain't no match for him. Convincing other angels that saw the greatest there ever could be.
Right. That's why there's no salvation for him, because there ain't no way. What more could God give? than heaven itself. I mean, we working right now trying to get to where he was.
He was.
He was already there.
He had
so
it all.
What salvation can
And
there be for
still
you?
wanted more. Greedy.
Yeah. What's more than the best?
What's more than the best?
You had everything.
That is diabolical.
There's nothing more. So therefore there has to be another place that you can go. And hell was created for that purpose.
Right.
And
that's why I don't want no parts.
I'm sure he grieves.
You think so?
His place, yes. He know where he going.
Yeah,
and it's eternal.
What's the point of grieving if you can't change it? Like, we grieve because we can change and get better.
You can't. When you lose something, you can't change that.
No, but yeah. Oh, I'm not death grieving, but like me, I grieved a person that I never could be anymore. You can't change that. I was evolving.
Well, you can't change that either. It's just like people who grieve limbs that they've lost. Like, you can't certain things, right? And I can't get back, even if I wanted to. I cannot get back that woman that had so much trust in that particular husband. I mean, me and my ex are cool, but I can't get her back. Like, even if I wanted to, like, I'm gonna work hard, and I can't. I look at him right now and be like, ain't no way I would trust you. I love you though. We cool. But I can't trust you.
I get your point.
I can't get that. I can't get that back.
I get it.
But but it's a grief, But I already grieved it, and you don't want to live in grief. You don't want to stay in grief. You want to eventually grow from that place, have your joy back, and you're supposed to have moments of grief, not lifetimes.
Even when you're grieving a person, people be like, it'll never be the same, which is true.
Right, but you speak it though. You have what you speak.
Yes,
literally, death and life is in the power of your tongue. If you be like, I'll never do this again, I'll never be this again, you gonna be exactly what you said. If you want to be a negative Nancy because you lost, God forbid, your mama, daddy, brother, sister, then by all means, it's sad, but you can't stay there if you want to exist. Absolutely. And actually let your heart, because that literally releases negative things in your body, and like you bring sickness on yourself. Absolutely. Eventually you'll see that. Whatever you're speaking, you're gonna see that the older you get, if you're able to see it.
Absolutely. And not only that, when you grieve for that long, when you decide you're gonna live there, you begin to stop appreciating everything that you have, because you start to see the world through the eyes of gloom
and pain.
And so you have all these people. You lost one person. You got 75 people left.
You remember Trolls? He literally went gray.
He did.
Over his grandma,
After he lost his grandma.
After he lost his grandma.
He saw life through those gray eyes.
But he found love again.
Yeah,
and he was able to love again.
His laugh was hilarious.
Like, it was.
It really baffles me, because people, like, nowadays, boom, they lose somebody, but they still say they love the people that are here, but they're so
attached to that person.
The way they were. I'm like, pain and love, I feel like it can exist, but it can't exist together.
Love them enough to
like
let yourself let them go, and not in
and that's a spiritual thing you have to do. That's not something physical you do. It don't mean throw their stuff away. It don't mean forget that they exist. It don't mean block out the memories. It means let your heart let them go.
Let your heart heal.
Yeah, I had to do that with my mom, but I didn't know how to do that, because I remember Pastor was like, you have to release her. I was like, what you mean? That's my mama. It's in my heart. It's in my heart. But it's something that I don't even know really how to explain it, because it's God.
Right. It's hard to explain spiritual things.
Right. It's like you pray like, God, okay, I know she's okay. I have to release it, because I'm going to not live my life to the fullest, and I'm not going to reach my potential if I'm stuck in pain. Pain will literally cripple you. It'll cripple you spiritually, mentally, physically, like emotionally. You won't be your best you. And if you believe that the person that passed away loved you enough on their time on earth, like, they want to see you at your best. Be that. If you believe they can see you, if in your mind, if that makes you feel better, if you believe they can see, hear, or whatever, or know you're doing good, you're making them proud, by all means, be the best version of you could be. That does not mean turn bitter. That does not mean turn against the world. That does not mean turn cold. That means keep pushing, keep loving, keep being warm. Be the change you want to see. Be that way that person left the example. If they was a loving person, everybody wants to say, oh man, they was nice, they was loving. Continue it. Be even better. Like, don't continue their legacy. it's not gonna make it better. And I see it so much, and it hurts my heart because, of course, you know, EC has been taking a lot of losses, and it's just like, y'all, let's love more. You can't get colder. And I know it hurts because people are murdering people. I get that, but the people you do love on them, and then don't shun. I don't know. It's just, it goes so deep. Like, it really be on my mind heavy because I see it, and that, like, my heart grieves for their grief because I'm like, dang, if only they could just get up. Like, God, help them if they can get up, if they can love again, if they can laugh truly, purely, without substance, without alcohol, without anything. Because that's what real joy is.
Yes, and freedom.
Preach.
You just preached the whole song.
Like, I really be feeling that, like, because that's real. Like, and I'd be like, God, like, Jesus, if they knew the joy they could have, because I lost my mom, like, and of course losing my grandma years ago, but I had never got over that grief. Like, let's be real, I had got over that grief kind of sort of when my mom passed, and that was weird to me because I was like, God, how I'm okay with Christmas now that my mama gone? But I found different ways to maneuver. I was like, okay, boom, Christmas around, this hurt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my scenery. We're gonna go somewhere on Christmases until I can get it together in Elizabeth City. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Until I can get it together and still be in the town where my mom was, I'm gonna change my scenery. I'm gonna do something different. What would my mom do? Think positive. Go up. Don't go down. Like, I don't know. It's just it's a training though. Like, it's an everyday thing. But yeah,
absolutely. You got to get over some things in order to even find that space, you know, what you're talking about.
And you can't have nobody that's going to coddle your pain either. I'm sorry. Because that's another thing I see too. Everybody want to, it's all right. It's okay. I understand. It's okay to be there for people.
They will sit in their grief with them and not make them, not make.
Drink with them. They'll sup with them. They'll coddle the pain. And next thing you know, they got a grown adult pain on the inside. Because I'm serious.
It's real.
It's real. And it cripples you guys. Like, it's crippling to everybody in the world. And it's like, bro, we're going to lose people. That is life. And when I lost my mom, I realized that you're gonna lose people. And when I lost my mom, I felt like it don't matter who I lose now. I had that mentality, so I know what it's like to turn it negative and stay there or be there. But thank God he didn't allow me to stay in there for years and years and years to where I was, you know, wiping everybody out and cold hearting everybody, because everybody don't deserve that, and nobody deserves that. You don't deserve that for you. You be better for you. Be good to you too. Like, you matter. Like, you matter. Your heart matters. You healing matters. Like, you cannot just sit up there, smoke it away, drink it away, cuss it away, fight it away, everything else, but just love it away. Nobody wants to love it away. Nobody wants to care about it away. Like, I don't know, because you can't change it. And if you can't change something, you have to accept it. If you don't accept it, you will stay stuck, burdened, hurt, and that's your story. But if you want to change your story, right?
That'll be your legacy.
You'll birth so much stuff out of pain.
I heard a man say that if you think the price of winning and going after your dreams and achieving them is high, wait till you get the bill for regret. All the things you didn't do, all the things you didn't say, all the things you could have been, all the people you didn't love on, and the things that you said that were mean and hateful because of grief, pain, whatever the case may be. You are going to get that bill one day. Mm-hmm. You are going to have to sit in it before you pass away from this world.
But that's another thing. That's why people be falling all over the casket and crying the most, because you know you probably, of course, sometimes time do be seem like it cuts short from people. But did you do right by that person every day? Because when my mom died, and this is the only example I have, because this is so true. Like, I did all I could do for her. Like, all I could do. She was sick. She was in a wheelchair. She was in a nursing home. Like, me and my sister made sure she was good day in, day out, as much as we could. With me going through my divorce, my sister going through what she was going through, because at the time she was going through a breakup as well. Just wasn't marriage. So it was just like, you imagine your two daughters emotional, but they still sticking it out. We doing all we can. And we had no regrets. There was no regrets. It was not if we did say, I just want to say, Mama, I love you one more time, that's just because it's human nature. It's not because we didn't say it enough. It's not because we didn't show it. It's because we did all we could. And so that grief, that guilt does not hang over our heads or our heart. Like, it never did, because I knew from the very last second I did all I could do. And that's a whole nother subject. But y'all just be good to people and heal correctly, because grief is gone. It's a part of life. You're not going to escape it. None of us are. None of us can.
Absolutely.
Well, go ahead and wrap it up. You killed it. Go ahead.
Nah, you can still wrap it up.
You did.
I'm gonna
You
tell
did.
y'all because today we came in to shoot and Risha's like, I ain't gonna do much talking. I'm gonna just chill.
Because my head was hurting.
Every single podcast we did today, we did 3. Risha has been live.
all the way.
And this one, she gave y'all a mouthful.
She gave y'all all she
Gave
had.
it all.
Okay?
Because I understand grief. Like, if it's one thing, grief and pain. Because I was taught so much through pain. But yeah.
What did you learn? How do you feel like you learned? What did you learn the most? What do you feel like, to wrap this up?
Out of grief, not stay there. And is a life beyond it.
I was literally
It's a
gonna say
life
that.
beyond grief.
There's better.
It's more living to do. You're still here. There's more happy to achieve. There's more laughs to laugh. There's more tears of joy to cry. There's more experience to experience. Like, go live. And yes, this world is horrible, but I'm pretty sure you got 5, 6, 7 people you can laugh with and have a genuine laugh.
I feel like the world is awesome.
Yeah, but I'm talking about,
Because we live in a very anointed bubble.
Yeah, we do.
I realized that because life be happening on the outside of the bubble.
Okay.
But
Put
just
you under
be
some protection.
"What?" Yeah, you gotta get under protection.
Yeah, that's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
we are very protected
when you're
under our
covered by the
bubble.
blood.
Come
Like,
on,
'cause life is
somebody.
beautiful.
Oh,
We travel with no
the
problems.
blood.
We do a lot.
we do a lot with no problems at all.
yes.
Like when we go out, no shootings happen.
You know?
Y'all should probably want us to come out more, but we don't
Mm-mm.
No.
because we like our bubble.
No, we like it's
Y'all gonna have to come
it's
to
good
us.
in here.
Yep, y'all gonna have to come. They gonna have to come to us because we don't
It's
do.
good in here.
We make an
you know?
appearance every now and again.
Like,
but that's
life is
about
awesome,
it.
but I do understand that I'm not naive to the fact that the world,
It's in a detrimental state. It is.
Ooh, you can feel it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
You
come
can
knocking at our
feel
front
it.
door. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lord.
Thank you,
We do
Jesus.
understand that there's things happening.
Yeah,
Lord, thank you,
absolutely.
Lord.
Absolutely.
But grief don't have to be one of them.
And if y'all want a part 2 of grief, we definitely could do this. We could always spend a block on this because maybe we missed something. Y'all might need to say something in the comments that we may need to talk about because we want to help you. And this is maybe we can help. And I really feel like this definitely can help somebody somewhere. So
Go ahead, Risha. Go ahead. Go close it up.
like, share, subscribe. It's been real. I'm Risha.
I'm Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
Bye.